First, I want to introduce the Chancellor of the Community College District, Mojdeh Mehdizadeh.
Thank you so much. Should do it this way. Yeah. Well, good morning, everybody. And on behalf of the Contra Costa Community College District and our governing board, I want to welcome you to Diablo Valley College. So DVC is one of 3 colleges within the Contra Costa Community College District. Many of you may know Contra Costa College in West County and Los Medanos College in East Contra Costa County. We offer, among all 3 of our colleges and 2 additional campuses in Brentwood and in San Ramon Doherty Valley. We offer nearly 200 academic programs of study, including those in, you might imagine, the environmental sciences. We serve approximately 50,000 students annually. So many of you, I am sure, have either had opportunities to attend our colleges or know someone who does. We also offer training programs and transfer folks into the 4-year institutions. So you are here today because we're talking about the Inflation Reduction Act. And while the Inflation Reduction Act is an important federal action to address major environmental challenges that we face as a nation, we also want to recognize California's leadership role in developing long-range energy sustainability goals that are really innovative solutions for our rising climate crisis. We also know that there is an incredible amount of work to be done. This is why you are all here. It is also why we need to really address these challenges locally, based on, frankly, the deep equity issues that we face, and recognizing that it's all about local policies and plans of action that make a difference. So again, thank you for being here. What I can tell you is that the Contra Costa Community College District believes and supports this work. As part of the district's strategic goals and directions towards stewardship and sustainability, we have outlined 9 sustainability goals that you're going to hear about a little bit later today. Those goals align with the statewide community college system's climate, change, and sustainability policy. Our facilities upgrades, made possible thanks to, frankly, most of you all in this room who have passed our bond measures, are really constructed in sustainable manners. Take, for example, this fabulous building that you are in today. It is LEED Gold certified. Yes, and that is really what we strive for in all of our buildings and beyond. We also have building spaces that have been all electric and are now focused on creating learning environments that achieve zero net energy designation. Yes. So this transition to a more sustainable community will also result in opportunities and creation of good paying jobs, which will require an educated workforce. Our colleges are leaders in this space with established partnerships, thank you for being in this room with us, with workforce development organizations, nonprofits, and our trade unions. We already have the infrastructure, partnerships, and the expertise to prepare a trained workforce that is needed to achieve our aspirational goals, and look forward to the unique contributions that we can make. So finally, we believe that our ability to be successful is not only obtaining the federal funding, but also in making the transformative change for our community, which is going to require all of us to work together as a community. So judging, I will say, by today's fabulous attendance here, there will be many ideas on how we progress down this path of sustainability. There will be passionate conversations on how we prioritize the work ahead. And every segment of our community must be educated in order to understand the importance of the work, have trust in a process that is transparent, and eventually ensure that we all understand that each and every one of us can and must make a contribution for a better tomorrow. I wish you all a great conference today, and our district looks forward to working with all of you in order to improve the quality of life in our county and frankly across our nation and globe. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So we have one other welcome, and I'm just really delighted that we have the chairman of the Board of Supervisors, chair of the Board of Supervisors, John Gioia here, and he is going to offer a welcome. So please come up, John.
All right, good morning. Isn't it great to be here in person? You know, when Marty was first talking about doing this, I said, you can do it by Zoom. She says, no, we want to get people in person so we can have side discussions and the energy of talking to each other. So I just want to acknowledge, you know, Marty and the whole team at 350 Contra Costa and Greenbelt for having the vision to do this event. So give them a hand. And I want to say, there's a lot of folks across many fields and disciplines here. But to those of you who are advocates on these types of policies, I want to express appreciation and thank you, because the reason that the state of California, the Bay Area, and here in Contra Costa, the reason that agencies are passing these policies is because of your support. It's because you advocate for them. And every poll that we've seen in California shows how much the public wants us to move toward a zero-emission economy, toward cleaner air, healthier air, fighting climate change, and improving health of our local communities. And that's what we're doing with these policies. So I want to thank you and to continue to advocate, because that's how we get things done. I think we have an amazing opportunity here in Contra Costa as we transition away from fossil fuels toward having a cleaner, healthier environment. But we have to do it in a way that doesn't leave behind low-income communities, frontline communities. This is an equity issue, and that's why talking about the funding here in this federal legislation is so important, how we help our residents access it. And we have to do it in a way that doesn't leave workers behind. And I'm glad to see labor here, because, you know, career pathways are an important part of this as we move forward. And we have to do it in a way that also tries to make it as affordable as possible. I think that pathway exists, and all of you here help us achieve that. And there's so much happening in California, in the Bay Area, and in Contra Costa. I had the opportunity to serve as an appointee of Governor Brown on the California Air Resources Board for 7 years, where we passed a number of policies moving toward electrification of the transportation system. And one of the proudest things I remember voting on was a law that requires all new public transit buses purchased in this state starting in 2029 to be zero emission electric, non-polluting buses. The Air Board has expanded that recently for cars and trucks. It's happening. At the Bay Area Air Quality Management District, we passed a very historic rule, first in the nation, starting in 2027. When you replace a water heater, you have to replace it with basically an electric heat pump water heater, no longer natural gas. And starting in 2029, when you replace a gas furnace, you have to also replace it with an electric heat pump, not a gas furnace. We have a lot of work to do to get to that point and to help people afford it. And that's why the Inflation Reduction Act is so important, because it is the largest federal investment in helping our communities, especially low-income communities, be able to not be left behind and to be able to afford a new non-polluting water heater, a new non-polluting heating system. And I'm really proud to say that in Contra Costa County, the Board of Supervisors voted to join dozens of other cities and counties around the state to require all electric construction in new construction, in commercial, in office, and residential. And we are hopeful that the state building code will have those changes. I think there's a lot of predictions that that's what the state building code will have at the next time it makes amendments. But the fact the local action drives state action. And I know there's a number of cities here that are working on this as well, and to acknowledge that. The rule that the Air District passed is driving technology change. Manufacturers now, when you want to get an electric heat pump water heater, there's now a model available where you can just plug it into, think about this, a regular household circuit, 120 volts, 15 amps. You don't need 220 volts. And so the rules that we're making are changing the market and driving manufacturers to make these kind of high quality products. And so I just want to thank you for being part of this, because we're going to need all of us in this room and more to get us to that point. And I know we will. And I know we're going to really understand that workers in low-income communities not be left behind in this transition. So thanks. And Marty, thank you for bringing us all together with your team, and look forward to hearing, the conversation that comes out of all of this. So thanks.
That enthusiasm from the chair of the Board of Supervisors, we're in very good shape.